am so glad to be here. I just want to let you all know, at the end of the session, I'll be in the back signing books because of my story being written in the book. And I will be, you know, you can buy a copy from me if you want to. Today, I am the medium of Endor. I am the medium Endor. I want you all to just indulge me for a minute. And I want you all to just think on this. It says the medium of Endor, but it's in us a little. Just a little, this darkness is in us. And I want to ask you a question of, why are we fascinated with things that go bump in the night? You know, things that go bump in the night. We seem to just become enthralled in scary movies. We become enthralled in mysteries. Anything that goes bump in the night, it just seems like it just excites us. But I want to read you. Remember, the names have been changed to protect the innocent. I would not let her use my name in this story. And if you all will indulge me, I'm going to tell my story. Read along with me, or just listen. I used to always love it when people read to me. Dora smiled out of the window. Now remember, the names have been changed to protect the innocent. Dora smiled out of the window at the fading twilight and watched the world surrender itself to the night. Oh, it's almost time. Pouring boiling water over the loose tea with great care, she breathed in the pungent scent, feeling her head clear and her senses sharpened. The teapot lid dropped into place with a musical click. Dora stole another glance out the window, then settled onto the couch to wait. In the distance, a whistle moaned as a freight train passed unseen through the outskirts of town. Wow, it's nearly 7. When the starless sky turned black as ink, the doorbell would ring and business would commence. Her supper dishes were already stacked in the cupboard, her apron folded neatly across the drainer, her kitchen table bare except for a cluster of scented candles and the steaming pot of Ceylon tea. Dora was ready. No need to post a sign in her window or run a bold-faced line in the yellow pages. Certainly not. Her customers always found her, however illegal her work might be. Bending down to stroke the ginger and white cat that rubbed along her legs, Dora laughed softly. Thank the stars we've never been found out, has Chelsea? Purring along with her feline friend, she added in a stage whisper, someone rather powerful must be watching out for us. Years earlier, the good citizens of Peoria had voted to abolish all irregular businesses like hers. The pastors of the town were behind the ban 100%. Reverend Samuel Clay, especially, he kept confusing the hidden arts, calling her palm reader, psychic, astrologer, spiritualist, and the whole lot of them is what he called witches. Witches, the man was pitifully uninformed. Since that fateful day, Dora was pleased to point out that not one police car had pulled up to the curb outside her tiny clapboard cupboard. I wonder why. If it was illegal, then why didn't the police visit her? Or me. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't say it was me now. Nor had an unwelcome summons appeared in her mailbox. The neighbors didn't seem to notice the middle-aged matrons stumbling through her door after sunset, or the curious college students who gathered around the sturdy oak table in her blue and white kitchen. So much the better. Dora didn't need an audience. Those who knocked on her front door was lost souls, nothing more than friends not met yet, stopping by for tea. If they accidentally left a $20 bill under their saucer, well, they knew she was a widow and she could use the small blessing. In Peoria, heart of the heartland, mediums were few and far between. No wonder business was brisk. She was needed. A helper, that's what she was, a servant to the forgotten. Hadn't she buried a husband and a sister and a child? Dora knew all there was to know about missing loved ones, about longing to hear their voices once more. She heard something now. Oh, okay. It's the sound of a car drawing near, then the engine abruptly shutting off. Ah, Dora smiled broadened, her first customer of the evening. It was George Nicholson standing on her dimly lit porch, his soiled herringbone hat crushed between arthritic fingers. His eyes were downcast. She opened the door with a generous sweep. "Welcome, George." He could barely meet her gaze. He said, "Hello, Dora." "Oh, hello, Dora." George usually came on Thursdays, which is payday. His late wife, Nancy, had been gone for 2 years, most of which he spent trying to contact her, hoping to bring their last conversations to a better conclusion. Oh, he's hooked. Something wasn't finished, and he wanted to get it finished. But what happened? She died before she could finish it. Or he could finish it. That's what Dora work entailed. Unfinished business with the dead. The hour with George went well. He was quite convinced the spirit of Nancy had joined them. Not every word was clear, not every phrase made sense, and that was part of what made it almost authentic. Yet George seemed more than satisfied. The additional dollars he slipped into Dora's palm confirmed it. George backed down her porch steps, eyes brimming with grateful tears, and disappeared into the night. Dora closed the door behind her, exhaled with a deliberate cleansing breath, then eyed the enormous cat that filled the slipcover chair like putting in a cup. An honest hour's work for us, wouldn't you say, Chelsea girl? The cat answered with a slow, silent blink that Dora understood completely, blinking back at her. Chelsea was the only one she could talk to, the only one truly familiar with her work. How could she risk explaining her nocturnal activities to friends and neighbors? The aromatic candles, the soft, tuneless music, the careful circular arrangements of objects belonging to the dead, and don't forget, the smoky fire in the grate, the groans and murmurs, and tortured sighs from here and there, and from then and now. It was exhausting, really. 3 visitors a night was her limit. The mental preparation that was the most demanding part. Total concentration, absolute focus. Then, if all was properly aligned, she would sense words flowing through her and would relax, feeling her customers' clenched hands loosen their grip on hers. When the spirits were uncooperative or surly, as if she rudely disturbed their sound sleep, Dora included a few words of counsel on her own, words of comfort and assurance to give the living one closure, to give the person hope. Most of the time it felt utterly natural, this talking in a voice that was not wholly hers. Other times it was unnerving, a bit of out of body, as if perhaps someone else's voice altogether was speaking, though she knew very well how the process went. I can't say anymore. Those who might accuse her of trafficking with the devil, honestly, the very ideal, didn't have the faintest notion that the good she accomplished. She was dealing with departed spirits, not demons. Hers was a sort of white magic, harmless yet powerful. The response of her customers, their tears of joy and relief, was what kept her going. It was a sacred calling that Dora was convinced. 2 more needy souls tapped on her front door that evening. A woman in her 20s wanted nothing more than to hear her mother's voice. Dora squeezed the girl's unlined hands with affection, thinking of her own